firepower from Liverpool meant it was 7 goals last week against their biggest rivals, Manchester United. Man United did respond in the Europa League on Thursday night, beating Real Betis by 4-1 in the first leg of their Europa League tie. But this weekend, it's back to Premier League action as they welcome the side bottom of the table in Southampton to Old Trafford. Let's hear from Ruben Sellers, but first, Erik ten Hag.
I think 2 weeks ago, Southampton beat Chelsea away. So we have to play an outstanding performance on Sunday to beat Southampton, and at the bottom it's very close. So they will be front foot, they will be aggressive, they will everything do to collect points here. So we have to be 100% and give the best performance to beat them.
We know, and we know they can have a stronger start, and we know Old Trafford will be pushing them forward. We will try to have a plan for every minute of the game, and we are working in our principles and how we want to attack the game. And I'm worried about the first minute, I'm worried about the last minute, so I need to be prepared for any situation.
Apologies, correction there. Southampton's second bottom. I clearly didn't refresh my page, guys. There we go.
Or maybe you were talking as if it was 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe. Predicting the future. Not the first time I've done that. Right, let's talk about Manchester United first of all, because as I mentioned just then, we've seen them respond to the 7-0 defeat in the Europa League against Real Betis last night, winning by 4-1. It was a much better performance from Manchester United, but again, do we need to see them back that up against Southampton to really put that game to bed from last week?
Yeah, we need to see that. What I found quite telling was that Ten Hag kept the same team, the same 11, and started them again, midweek. So,
what do you think he was trying to do by doing that?
Prove a point. He's definitely proven a point. Look, it was a blip. The 7-0 was a blip. You look at how many opportunities, how many chances, shots on goal Liverpool had, and how many they actually scored. Normally you score 1 in 3, give or take, maybe 1 in 4. Liverpool scored almost every single shot, which is a little bit of an anomaly, So Ten Hag came out in one of his press conferences and said, look, it's a blip. It's a bit of a blip. I'm not looking too deeply into it. These things happen. I'm not happy with it, but these things happen. I would expect to see very much the same team starting again, just because he trusts them. Yeah. There are a couple of players in there floating around that I'm not 100% certain on. Still need a bit of convincing. Like Anthony.
Name.
Yeah, Anthony. I think he's got all the flair, but his end result in the final third is not always where you expect it to be, what you want it to be for somebody that costs as much as he has. He doesn't go past players enough for me. He always cuts back in on his left foot. So as a defender, you would look at that and say, right, what am I going to do with this guy? He's got a little bit of pace. He's got trickery. Right, I'm going to show him down the line on his right foot because he's not going to do much. He's going to go down the line. He's going to cut back and give it to Dalot or give it to Wan-Bissaka or someone. Mm. He's relatively straightforward to play against. Mm. I would want him to improve that, be a little bit more gutsy, take the player on, go one-on-one with the player, get past him, and then show us what you're all about.
Will they have seen the result last night, that win, as an opportunity to put last weekend's to the side now and actually just now reset, pick up where they left off before the game at Anfield, Darren? And, before that, they had such an intense set of fixtures. Mm. Last night was their 43rd game of the season, so this will be their 44th match. And as Jermaine has pointed out, he doesn't make many changes to his side. So the team are probably... we're looking a little bit tired at Anfield. Is this a chance for them to just reset and start again for the season?
See, I want to say yes, but then you look at that graphic there, bottom left, and that's one... It's hard to say it's a blip because, they have lost 6 this season. They have lost by 4 this season. So they do have that in them, but...
It's quite a long time ago, that,
it was.
Well,
absolutely. And this is the reason why I think it might just be a freak result. But also... That stops me from saying that they will see it as an opportunity. I want to defer to you. You've played, so and when you talk about the mentality, the player mentality, I want to listen to what you're saying. My head is saying to me that it was great management to play the side again against Betis, because he's effectively saying you got yourself into this situation, now you get yourselves out. I think there will be changes in the summer. I don't think Fernandes will be the captain at the start of next season. But I think he's doing it in a very sensible way, letting the season play out and then making that decision. But I do think that there will be a strong finish to this campaign for United, because the feel-good factor, in a way, the Europa League tie against Betis came at exactly the right time. The feel-good factor's back. Yep. You go into this weekend's game with the fans behind you. Rashford scored, Antony scored, Bruno in particular scored, and Wout Weghorst. Honestly, I've never been more pleased for any footballer scoring a goal than Wout Weghorst, because he's been derided by so many people, but Ten Hag trusts him. And he delivered on that trust on Thursday.
I don't think I've ever seen a player celebrate a 4-1 goal, a goal to make it 4-1 the way he did. But it was brilliant. Right, let's take a break now. When we return...
Yeah, Erik Ten Hag certainly very happy, rightly so as well. What did you make of his decision, Don, to not make any changes to the side that lost to Liverpool at the weekend? It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because the players talked about wanting to put things right, and he gave them a chance to do that.
I wasn't surprised in the slightest. I called it before the game. There's two schools of thought. You can either make loads of changes and punish the players that you thought didn't perform or didn't try or showed a lack of effort against Liverpool. Or what you can do is say to the same 11, you are very good players. That game, that second 45 minutes was a blip. It was a one-off. Go and show the world and show everyone in Europe how good you are. That's the type of manager I think he is. He's old school. He's got old school thoughts in him. So when the lineup came in, I got exactly where he was coming from. And he got the reaction. Yeah, he certainly did. And Marcus Rashford was one of those players who said, you know, if we could just play the next day, we would have been happy because it would have given us a chance to put things right. It didn't work out for him against Liverpool, but he is a man in form. 26 goals so far this season, and he got off the score sheet on the 6th minute. Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely flying, isn't he, this season, whether he's playing as a central striker in off the left. I mean, get a little bit lucky there with the ball from Bruno, but do you know what? I mean, is in that mindset where he doesn't even think about how he's going to finish, a little shift there, and he's from that range is thinking, I'm just going to put my foot through it, and everything is flying in for him at the moment. It's a stunning finish, but no surprise really to see him hit the back of the net. No surprise at all. Really great kind of great control of the ball as well. And this, for a finish, not bad either, is it? Great finish that. There was suspicions of a handball, but the referee decided to play on, and once the finish from Ayoze Perez went into the back of the net, it couldn't be deemed as handball because it was the second phase of play. That's exactly the finish you're taught to hit, where you hit it with the outside of the foot. This from De Gea, I've got no idea what he sees. Ball to Wanmei, and then Ayoze Perez rolls a defender. And out of all the bits that we're going to see, credit Bruno Fernandes for doing this, because I know what Bruno Fernandes is like, and Chris does as well, and all the Man United fans, when he's got the ball, when he's scoring, when he's doing assists. That's the work rate you want to see off the ball. Look at him breaking a neck to try and get in and put that block on. And, all right, it hit the post and they got a little bit of luck, but he deserved that, Bruno Fernandes, for his work ethic. Yeah, you do need that bit of luck, don't you? Ayoze Perez, of course, on loan from Leicester. And there are a couple of players at Manchester United, not just against Liverpool, but who have endured a bit of criticism throughout the season, were Antony and Bruno. And they did have a chance to put that right as well, didn't they? Yeah, absolutely. I think Bruno, especially after... I thought he was a disgrace at the weekend. I was a little bit surprised that he got given the armband again tonight, but he turned up tonight. Played in more of a central role where I feel that he's at his best. But he was the one who played like he had a real point to prove. You know, Don mentioned that block, but he was everywhere tonight. And he is a terrific player. I think it was a performance from him where he was sort of saying, well, I let the team down at the weekend, but this is what I can do and I'm going to lead from the front. And he did it. Yeah, he did it. And we're going to see his goal as well, but it's all kicked off. There's 2 goals in quick succession with Antony as well. Another player, look, he saved them against Barcelona, didn't he, in the other leg? And this was a bit of a worldie as well. We've seen some really good goals tonight, haven't we? Yeah, look, I think the view is a bit of a show pony at times, but that is a stunning finish. £85 million worth of a finish, that is. A little bit surprised with the defender. The one place you don't want Antony to go is inside on that wand of a left foot of his. He allows him inside and he picks his spot beautifully. I mean, Pellegrini, when you're analysing that goal, I mean, it's a wonderful strike, don't get me wrong, from Antony, but the defending's really bad, and I think the goalkeeper's poor here, but again, credit Bruno Fernandes for getting across his runner, got an assist for the Antony finish. So again, he's got all types and all facets to his game. Bruno Fernandes, when he works hard and he puts an effort in, because the technique will never leave him. He's a fantastic player. And as I said before, that's the reaction that you want to see. That is the reaction that you want to see. And look,
Speaking of reactions, there are some beautiful moments in football sometimes, and it doesn't matter how you get the goal. I mean, this was a posterous finish in the end from Wout Weghorst. He needed that, but it was his reaction, Chris, that said it all.
Chris might even raise a smile at this.
Come on,
We don't
Chris,
see that very often.
You've got to give him a little bit of love.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think he's been brilliant for Manchester United since he's gone there. His work ethic, and that says it all. That was my favourite goal of the night.
Yeah.
You know, it meant so much to him. He's put so much in. To the Manchester United jersey, works hard, he's tireless. I think all his teammates love him, as we saw then. Absolutely delighted.
It was human, Resh. Chris is human.
Is he?
Yeah.
You're going to poke him and make sure.
But he's right, though, because when you're watching that and you see the pure joy, and he was shaking with his fists and he couldn't control himself, that's what you want to see. It's amazing.
It really was amazing. And look, Manchester United tonight, we saw all four front players, all of them getting on the score sheet. We've seen sort of this over-reliance, if you like, on Marcus Rashford, and he is the man in form. He is the one getting all the goals. But the fact that they're sharing it around now, the fact that perhaps the system is working a little bit better.
They have to, though, don't
in terms
they?
of the positioning. They do have to.
They have to.
With what they're fighting for.
But
it's a positive sign going forward.
Yeah, of course it is, because you can't just keep relying on Marcus Rashford, the kid and the man that's in form, because at some point, even though he might have a brilliant game, the goals might just dry up for a week or two. So you need Weghorst, you need Bruno, you need Casemiro, you need the players like Anthony as well to step up and start scoring. So that'll do their confidence a world of good. There's no way when a Man United side capitulate and lose 7 against Liverpool, no one's not going to give them any stick. So the flak was going to come their way. They had to take it on the chin like men. They had to make sure, whether it would be press, pundits, behind the scenes, Ten Hag made them watch the game again, old school management. They have to take all the flak on the chin, listen to the manager, get your head down, work hard, and when you do, you get that sort of result.
It was a bad 45 minutes. Super humiliating for the Manchester United players. It was really important they responded tonight. They're going to go through now.
Yeah. Yeah?
Well, they are.
Yes.
Of course they are, yes.
Rashford.
Of course they are, bar Chris's crystal ball. Let's see.
This is the scene here in the French capital, Paris. We're at the Parc des Princes on a glorious day for football. I'm Derek Ray here on the commentary box, and I'm joined for commentary by Lee Dixon. And getting ready for a potentially thrilling contest. It's Paris Saint-Germain versus Manchester United.
Yeah, thanks, Derek. I'm just hoping we get a nice, quick tempo from the start of this game. Both teams do like to get forward, both positive in their approach in the game, so we should be in for some entertainment.
Superb defensive judgment to end the attack. Well, they've won the ball back quickly. Oh, it might be a truly magnificent start. An early goal in the game, just what they were hoping to produce.
Well, here's the replay, and Derek, if you get caught on the ball there, you should be fined a week's wages. It's terrible, and he's punished. Some explaining to be done to his coach, I feel.
Mbappe. Neymar. Well read to put an end to that attack. Greenwood. Manchester United throw in here. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Mason Greenwood. Cavani. Moving forward effectively. Kylian Mbappe, does he mean business? And Neymar, surely. In it goes! Delighted to be 2 in front. Things look good for them now.
Well, here is the replay, and to be fair, the keeper from that distance hasn't got much chance of keeping it out. Lovely goal.
Well, let's take another look at that goal, shall we?
Well, they've been poor all day, Derek, and you sense there's going to be a rollicking in that dressing room after the game.